Hello, I'm Don Cravins Jr. coming to you from the National Urban League's Washington Bureau, and welcome to this week's weekly update. A lot of things going on here in Washington, D.C., both in Congress as well as before the Supreme Court, and we want to talk to you about that today. But please take the time to read the Washington update. We've got a lot of great things in our update, and the idea is to keep you informed of all the things that are happening here at the Bureau, as well as all the things that are happening in the nation's capital. So 3 very important dates that Congress is facing as we wind down 2015. December 4th, all the highway funding will expire. And so lawmakers right now are working day and night seeking to pass new legislation, new authorization for highway spending before the existing spending expires on December 4th. So watch that, because of course the highway funding is very important to how we get around here in the United States of America. December 11th is equally an important deadline as well. Unless Congress passes an omnibus bill, and we talked about what an omnibus bill is. It's one bill with a lot of different parts to it. Unless they pass an appropriations omnibus bill or another short-term patch, government could shut down once again. And so a final omnibus package is going to be proposed. There are a lot of people on both sides of the aisle, but particularly on the Republican side, who want to put some controversial pieces into an omnibus bill, like refugee resettlement and immigration and things like that. If that happens, then you could theoretically see government shutting down once again, which takes me to my third date that's very important, which is December 18th, when Congress leaves for the year, shuts down before the holiday, and gets ready for the new year. If we can't get agreement on the continuing resolution or on the highway funding, theoretically Congress could be here for the holiday. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on the 4th, the 11th, and whether or not the 18th, which is when they break to go home for the holidays, will actually happen. Also on Capitol Hill, as you'll see today, or very shortly, a final vote on the ESEA. The House passed a version, the Senate passed a version. This is the education reform bill to remake and reform the entire education system in America. The Urban League was very much a part of that, and so the vote will occur today in Congress, and then it will head to President Obama for his signature or his veto. And so we have a statement, see our statement on our website of how we felt the final bill looks, but make sure you pay attention to that as well. Also, I just want to mention there's a lot of things that are going on before the Supreme Court as well. Remember, a lot of laws that Congress passes, the Supreme Court eventually interprets those laws. So there's a case that's before the Supreme Court now, Evanwell versus Abbott. It deals on how we count people when drawing legislative districts. Do you count everyone who lives in a district, or do you count only the registered voters in a district, which is what the plaintiffs in Evanwell are seeking. So that's a very important case, could affect how we draw legislative districts all over America. Pay attention to that as well. Last but not least, I want to talk about our affiliate spotlight. Every week, we highlight or spotlight one of our affiliates. Usually it's about something fun and exciting. This week, though, I want to highlight the work of the Chicago Urban League, who, as you know, our brothers and sisters in Chicago right now are going through a very tense time. And I want to congratulate and highlight the work that interim president Shari Runner is doing there with her team. She and her team have called for a federal investigation for the patterns and practice of the Chicago Police Department as they continue to seek justice for Laquan McDonald. And so our prayers and thoughts are with the men and women of Chicago, the family of Laquan McDonald, but also with the Urban League, the Chicago Urban League, and Shari and her team. And so I thank them for their leadership and ask them to continue pressing on and seeking justice in this very important matter. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for my blog this week. I hope you have a great week. We will see you next week. Thanks for what you do in and for the movement.